Hello and welcome all. Getting a New Zealand study visa is a dream of many. The process may seem long and tedious, but when a positive result comes in, it is worth all the efforts. Before students get their New Zealand study visa, there is something called the Approval in Principle (AIP) that they receive. Many a times students may confuse it for the final visa, but that is not the case. So, to give some clarity on what is the AIP for New Zealand study visa, we have here with us a licensed immigration advisor, Ms. Parvinder Kaur, who will be giving us a little bit more details about what the AIP is. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
So, ma'am, what is the AIP for New Zealand study visa?
AIP stands for Approval in Principle. If the students apply for their study in New Zealand visa application, then it is a two-step process. First, the case officer assesses your application, and if everything is okay, the case officer is satisfied that you are a bona fide applicant and you have enough funds to support your study in New Zealand as well as cost of living and all other factors, then you get AIP, that is Approval in Principle. It means that the case officer is satisfied with all the documentation which you have submitted with your application, and if in case you have been interviewed, the case officer is satisfied with the interview, then you get a AIP letter which are given some conditions in that AIP letter. Once the students fulfill those conditions, the case officer gives you the final e-visa based on which you may travel to New Zealand.
So, what kind of conditions would this letter contain?
The major condition in this letter is the payment of tuition fee. When the students apply for their visa in New Zealand, there is no condition that the students need to pay their tuition fee before submitting their visa application. So that's the best part with New Zealand student visa, that you do not need to pay your tuition fee in advance. So the AIP letter contains the condition that the students need to transfer their fee to New Zealand for the course which they have applied their visa for. So this is a condition which each and every AIP letter would contain. Then there is second condition of cost of living, under which the students may be required to transfer their funds for cost of living in an FTS account. So this condition of cost of living may not be in each and every AIP letter. It depends on the assessment of the case officer.
Ma'am, so what is this FTS you were mentioned just that it could be one of the conditions for New Zealand study?
FTS is Funds Transfer Scheme. Under this FTS scheme, the students open the account in New Zealand. Like, you get your approval in principle, so there are two conditions mentioned. The first is tuition fee. You transfer your tuition fee to the college or university you wish to study, and the second is transfer of cost of living. So you open an account in New Zealand under Funds Transfer Scheme in an authorized bank, and once that account is opened, you transfer your cost of living, which is currently New Zealand dollars 20,000 for 1 year. So you transfer this amount under FTS scheme, that is cost of living. So FTS is for this purpose.
Okay, ma'am. So since you said that this letter will contain conditions that students need to fulfill, so is there a specified time within which they have to fulfill it, and what if they are unable to fulfill it?
Yes, of course. There is a specified time mentioned in the letter under which the students must fulfill those conditions. Applicants must take note of this. If you are unable to fulfill the conditions because of certain reasons, like the students may have got education loan and the education loan disbursement took time, or they had transferred the fee to the university or college, but the tuition fee from the university is still pending, or in some cases the FTS account may have taken longer to open. So if any of these conditions is there, the applicants must write a letter to Immigration New Zealand explaining the factors because of which they are not able to fulfill the AIP requirements and can request an extension. So most of the times the students will get an extension, but the applicants must have reasons for that extension. It's not that you got your AIP and you did nothing in that time. So let's say that you got time to fulfill the conditions of AIP and the time was for 10 days. You didn't do any effort and you did not even inform Immigration New Zealand that you need an extension. So that in that cases your application may be refused.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I am sure students who were maybe facing some confusion regarding the AIP have got a clarity about what the AIP is for the New Zealand student visa. And for any other further clarifications, they can contact West Islander Immigration. Thank you.
Thank you.